let's get to some VODs. Because, you know, I haven't uploaded in like 4 days at the time of streaming, and that is unacceptable. What kind of VOD farmer slop YouTuber am I if I'm not uploading like 3 times every day, you know? Yes, I will feed you slop, Stan, don't worry. I'm like a mama bird. You're all my little ducklings in the nest, and I'm the mama bird just regurgitating and then puking out slop VOD content. The first operator that I want to talk about is perhaps the single most forgettable 6-star in the entire game. The one with the least sauce. And initially, I considered someone like Stainless for this prestigious position, but really, Stainless has some sauce to him. He's a quirked up white boy with the sauce, so he doesn't really qualify for the most forgettable operator. Even just because he has unique mechanics on skill 3 that sometimes do come up, like with with Mantra skill 3, sorry. Who I want to actually talk about, who I want to give the crown of the most forgettable 6-star in the game, is actually Pallas. Every day I forget that Pallas is in the game. Like every 48 hours, the existence of Pallas gets wiped from my fucking brain. No, I know people who have Pallas as their favorite. Arknights is like Pokemon. Every operator has at least one simp. You know, there's a 400 operator, at least one simp for each. It's like Pokemon. Sometimes when I ask people to look for the most forgettable, they will look among the F tier, meme tier shitters. But that's not the case, because being bad, being really shit, that makes you memorable in a way. Look at Carnelian, for example. Carnelian is like the worst 6-star in the entire fucking game, and by virtue of being the worst one, she's memorable. Look at Eunectes, she's the only operator in the game whose module makes her worse. Module Y, I mean. That makes her memorable. Look at Fartooth. Her skill 3 literally does not function in the vast majority of stages in the game. That makes her memorable. Pallas, on the other hand, has nothing. She's not bad, is the thing. This is not like the Viviana video, where I'm just dogging on a unit. Pallas is really not bad. If you put Pallas down with skill 1, she's a very decent lane holder. Hey, SUPAH from the future here. Actually, I was too nice to her, and this is like the Viviana video where I am just dogging on a unit. I went to record the footage for the VOD here, and oh my lord, she does not perform how I remembered her. Enemy power creep really caught up with her. Skill 3 is never ever worth it due to the SP cost of 50, which might as well be a mortgage payment in year 8 Arknights meta, and skill 1 just can't keep up with new stages and new enemies unless you put her against fodder. I guess it just adds to her being incredibly forgettable, because on release she was in the perfect middle ground, and now it's not like she had any sort of glow up akin to Crown Slayer. She aged really poorly. The thing is, she is in that exact middle ground in which she's not so bad that she becomes iconic for how dog shit she is, but she's not good either, which means that no one actually uses her. Like, a show of hands, how many of you in chat actually use Pallas? Be so real with me. If I see more than 3 hands, some of you are lying to me. The only time that Pallas was able to shine, and I'm opening up the ancient tomes to give you this fucking anecdote here. The only time that Pallas had a chance to shine was when IS-2 first came out. On IS-2's release, Pallas with the spinach relic, with the chocolate pasta relic, was one of the best operators to kill the Sadlock, the big Sadlock boss for Ending 2. And that's it. That is her impact on the game. Finally, we have her modules. The modules usually revamp an operator completely, right? They're a breath of fresh air for the operator, like a Crown Slayer foreshadowing. But with Pallas, we have Module 1, which is just a very simple attack buff, and a buff to her buff, which in practice just means she deals more damage behind the defender. You put her behind the Gummy and she deals way more damage. Then you have Module Y, which allows her to be deployed on ranged tiles. But even then, it's like, I've never found a situation in which that is useful. I've never been in a stage where I was like, fuck dude, if only I could deploy Pallas on a ranged tile, that would really help me out here. I don't think there's any person in history that's thought that. I think that's a brand new sentence that I just came up with. It's kind of like the Siege module, right? The Siege module that reduces her DP cost by 4. This is a good effect on paper. Being able to be deployed on ranged tiles is good on paper, it's just fucking useless on Pallas. You know, it's really sad that Instructors still don't have any good operator. Like, you look at the Instructor lineup, it's just bum after bum after bum. And it's crazy because Instructor, on paper, is a good archetype. All that Instructor is a range extension and a damage buff when attacking enemies not blocked by self. On paper, this is a good archetype, but every Instructor is plagued by this very weird kit design, where they are meant to be halfway between a DPS lane holder and a buffer for the team. That's true for every Instructor. Look, all I'm saying is that year 8, we're about to enter year 8, we're gonna get Tallulah Instructor that deals elemental damage, and that's gonna save the class. Clifford Alter Instructor Guard, as if Clifford is ever getting an alter. Yeah, keep dreaming, little bro. Well, if it ain't the outro. Don't you guys like Pallas? I'm sure there's at least like a good portion of people who saw this video and genuinely did not know who Pallas was. Because sure, me and you, we haven't touched the grass in 6 years, we know every operator in the game just by memory. But there's 400 people in this game, and I don't think a lot of the player base genuinely remembers Pallas. Anyway, thank you to the members, in particular Lozu, NegPXL, Francis Conunes, Solar Light Era, Yuzu Ocha, Ephraim, Alclane, Bin Raditz, Camilo Wishadel, Bar22X, Noel Runes, Damonte Glassford, Lizard King, Ascended Azen, Nemotix, Roman Slink, The Long Chef, Cincentuna, Ilio, Living Shad, Crayon Box, URL Killer, Davius, Bomminja, Apolotia, QX102, Misaller, Raptor, One Kind, Farov, Severini, Snupo, Borubuff, Shirodezu, Prancing Peppers, Cheryl Vares, Kevin McQuire, Antonio Treya, Sebis Thomas, Kenshi, Romanachan, 5BQDZ Cage, Nuke Shipper, Camon Hiren, Larmendra, Yuvuna, King of Harems, and the guy with two names. That's all, goodbye forever.